So what we're working on today is we're going to be using our CarTech Headlight Aligner. Okay, there's two purposes for this tool. The first is when working with an adaptive self-adjusting headlight, our headlights need to know what's happening with oncoming traffic so they can adjust high beams, low beam, and pattern accordingly for safety issues. The second is when we potentially had damage or disruption in the front end of a vehicle, it could potentially affect the ADAS safety system of that vehicle, since our headlights use the center point of the oncoming windshield to adjust the safety ADAS applications of that vehicle itself. So two critical reasons why we need to make sure adaptive headlights are adjusted accordingly for the safety of that vehicle and oncoming traffic as well. Fairly simple, straightforward unit to use. So then really to use this unit, we just simply turn on the power button, hold it for a second or two until you hear that beep. Once the beep goes, you're on and you're ready to go. First and foremost, after we turn that on, is we need to align our tower accordingly. To align our tower accordingly, we turn on our laser beam at the top. We find two common points underneath the hood. Could be bolts, could be whatever it might be, as long as they're equidistant from each other and across from each other. We find that center point, we make sure our tower's aligned, and we're good to go. Then we can turn the laser off. As we know, we're now centered and stable. Then we simply input the information of this vehicle into the system. It's very intuitive, easy to use. First thing we're going to do is pick our vehicle type. Vehicle type in this case will be a passenger car. You could also hit motorcycle as well. It's a simple toggle up or down button to select that vehicle. From there, we're going to select the headlight. You have multiple options. Again, you toggle, use the up or down button. In this case, we're going to be using a VOR headlight. And it's also going to be a matrix headlight from an Audi A8. From there, we pick the type of light we're going to be using. And in this case, it's going to be an LED light. Find LED, simply toggle, press enter, and keep moving. We can set this unit up for multiple bays. As we know, our bays are not all level. They're not all set the same. Concrete moves, adjusts. So we can set this unit up using a laser based on bay. So every time we move this from bay to bay, we don't have to adjust the settings of the unit. We'll then adjust the height of our aligner itself. We find the aligner measurements on the side, on the tower. Again, it's a simple toggle and an enter. Once we've got those parameters, we hit OK, and we're good to go. You have the ability to add a license plate, and from there, now we're ready to test. Simply turn the light on the vehicle. In this case, we'll be testing our low beam first. You hit your low beam application on the unit. You hit test. You hit your laser beam. You make sure your laser beam with the unit is aligned appropriately with your low beam. In this case, we're aligned. We can simply look through the unit itself to see our pattern. We adjust accordingly up or down. We've got our green light. We're good to go with this low beam. From there, we turn that off. In this case, if we want to test our matrix light, which would be the next light in our application, we save that reading off. We hit our matrix light. We make sure we're properly aligned with our cross laser. We turn our matrix beam on. Again, we can look through the shadow box to see where that beam pattern is. Our light came into range. We're good to go. We hit save. All that information gets saved to a file. We hit print, and our printer on the back pulls out our reading. We can share that information with the customer. And we've aligned our headlights appropriately.